everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Today, I'm actually going to share with you how to ferment okra. So I just came back from South Carolina. Phoebe, Braden, and I went down to South Carolina to visit our cousins at Samaria Farms in Aiken, and I came home with a truckload of okra. I planted okra. I love to eat fermented okra, but one of my plants came up, and so not enough to ferment. Talk to you really quick about fermented foods. If you've watched any of my videos, you know probably why we ferment. But fermenting, as opposed to pickling, increases the probiotic content of your food. It actually turns it into a probiotic. The act of fermentation increases all your vitamins and nutrients, so your gut gets extra enzymes because the fermented food is a probiotic. So it adds bacteria, good bacteria to your gut and that sort of thing. So my goal in my home is to eat or drink a fermented product at every meal because that aids in digestion along with the beneficial flora it provides. So the foods that we drink that are fermented, we do beet kvass, milk, kefir, and kombucha. And I've done some videos on those in the past. I can do more coming up if anybody wants those. And then the fermented foods, okra, which is what I'm going to show you today, kraut. So I do sauerkraut, I do kimchi, and I do a cordito, which is a Mexican sauerkraut. And I also do fermented beets, they'll like throw into salads, and peppers. And there's probably somewhere out there that I can't think of off the top of my head, but you can get okra at fruit stands, and when you cook them, they turn slimy. When you ferment them, they actually maintain their crispiness, and they're kind of like a pickle. And my dog is going to bark at me because he thinks I'm preparing something up here and he wants a bite. Fermented okra is super, super easy. It's okra, obviously, mustard seed, dill, peppers, garlic, salt, and apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to show you how easy it is. My okra, or my garlic, normally I have a recipe that calls for a pint at a time, and I can put that down below in the comments. I am doing a gallon because I have so many okra. Garlic, I have 16 cloves of garlic. I've already crushed and peeled most of them, but I just want to show you how I do it. I cut off the stem. You need fresh garlic, no jarred. Just crush it. Super easy way to take off the peel, okay? So the cool thing about the okra, or the garlic, is not only does it add flavor to the okra, but it ferments as well. And so, you know, if we run out of okra in a jar or something, then somebody gets garlic and okra. And a lot of my kids will pull out the garlic and just eat them. And so those are extra also because they're fermented. So if you compost, always put your peels of your onions and your garlic in the compost because they're super nutritious. All right, here we go. Gallon jar. So, so easy. Do about that many. A few cloves of, a few cloves of garlic. Ha, that was almost my fail. I have one every video. Dill and mustard seed. It's a teaspoon each for a gallon. A few peppers. And so it's going to be 2 scant tablespoons of salt. It's actually supposed to be 8 teaspoons. So 9 teaspoons would be 3 tablespoons. So I need 8 teaspoons, which is a scant 3 tablespoons. Okay, more okra. And more garlic. More mustard seed and dill. do all that again. Usually if I'm doing a pint jar, I'll do a wide mouth jar and I'll stand them up really nicely, alternating. I don't cut off the stems or anything. I just throw them in there. All right, rest of the garlic. Rest of the mustard seed and dill. Peppers. Salt. So I'm using Himalayan salt. Sea salt's my other go-to. You can find it without anti-caking agents in it. And unlike kimchi and some other fermented vegetables that my dear sweet husband doesn't like to take to work because he opens it up and you can smell what he's eating all the way from down the hall. So I don't send it with him. Okra doesn't have a weird smell. I mean, it does, but not one that overtakes the room like kimchi does. Sauerkraut, not so bad, but you can smell when kimchi's opened. All right, so I usually try to tuck them in really nicely so that they're stuck down in there. That way I don't have to worry about them floating above the brine, which is tricky with kraut and other things. And I've got other solutions for those that I'll show you later. But for the okra, you can actually smush it down. Probably could have fit a little bit more in that jar, but I've got more gallon jars. We'll see how many I end up with. All right, to a gallon is a cup and a half of apple cider vinegar. This is actually what's going to be the fermenting agent. Some things I ferment with whey, some things I ferment with apple cider vinegar, some things like kraut, I do just salt and vegetable. All right, top it off with water. So this is filtered water. All right, so just till all the okra is covered. Hey, Brayden.
Yeah?
Will you come get my tablet and follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice lid. So in the next couple of days, the CO2 is going to start the fermenting process and it's going to start putting pressure on the lid. So once a day or so, I'll burp it. Now, okay, hang on.
Oh, I don't plug it.
Yep. All right.
Oops.
Hold on, stop. Everything but kombucha likes to ferment in a cool area. So Braden's gonna follow me and I'm gonna show you how I do this in the summertime. I used to put it in a cooler filled with ice packs, change the ice packs out every day, but Braden's gonna follow me. And I put it over a vent. My little fermenting spot. Okay, so.
It's pretty bright, it's kind of hard to see.
That's all right. Maybe bend down. All right, here's some of my other ferments that are actually going. There's an okra that I'm done with. It gets a filmy white on the bottom. That's a sign of fermentation. And these are done. This is gonna sit for 3 weeks. I've got it over a vent. Oh, there's another one. Yep. And I think my peppers are done also. Yes. So, here's another way I keep down my liquid. I put a jar in it, or I put a baggie in it, and I fill it with water, and that holds down stuff from floating above the brine. And all these are done. So, my okra goes on the vent. I cover it up.
It's a little too tall.
But that's okay. It's dark, it's cool, and in 3 weeks, we'll have some nice, yummy, fermented okra pickles. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day.